Okay.
We're good to go. Okay, welcome to the Finance Committee meeting for May 9th, 2023, and it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Do we have any pecuniary interest?
No.
None here. Circulation of prior meeting minutes, they were approved at our last council meeting in April. We'll move on to ongoing tasks.
Just gonna find them here, see what we have for finance administration. So the short-term vacation rental bylaw, we still have to be working on. We have that $10,000 for the cannabis reserve that we have to figure out where that's gonna go. The animal control bylaw, I'm planning on bringing that to the meeting on the 23rd of May for approval. And I will circulate it out to council because it's a fairly lengthy document, so I will circulate it out for your before that.
So,
The other stuff is kind of just ongoing.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mayor.
no, I was just gonna say, what's the issue with the 10,000? Like,
Just that it's sitting in a reserve
So
and
what
what to do
you're
with it.
gonna make some suggestions?
Yeah,
on
I
where it
think-
should go.
One of the thoughts that we had was doing a few extra ride programs with it. Like spot.
So you
ride.
want it to relate back to safety and
Yeah.
community?
Yeah, that was
Um,
one of the thoughts that one of the options for spending that money.
What about Canada Day? It's money that came to the community.
But it
So-
was
But-
for our cannabis, more like.
Yeah, it's for,
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, so it's more specific than that. So I was thinking we could use it for the Canada Day celebration.
no, I think it needs to
No.
be something to deal with.
No, we're not gifting any cannabis. Yeah, okay, I get it. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was when the government's, they gave you $10,000.
Yeah, no, I know where it came from, but maybe we could just let it ride.
Gummy bears for the kids.
So we figure, like if there's any other safety programs or
Yeah.
something that could fit.
I brought it up at budget time just
Okay.
to see, because, we were looking for money always,
Yeah.
and just to see what, is there use for it? We'll keep it in mind, like, we don't have to do anything with
Right,
it.
no,
Yeah.
there's not
No,
right
We
now.
just
No, but-
keep it in mind, and we have a good cause that we could use it on.
yeah, so I
You
think
know?
something could come up out of the blue and,
Yeah. Keep it in our pocket.
okay,
So the camera feed, I sat down with the gentleman that had it installed and he was gonna talk to some of the people that he knows that he might have a solution like for this glare that's
Okay.
behind us. So we're working on that. Sarnia Transit. It says in here to discuss fees, but I'm not sure that that's,
I can't remember. I think it was just maybe to talk about where they're going,
yeah, okay.
because they're changing to like
40
possibly
minute.
electric buses and, they're spending a lot of money on studies and that, so.
They're talking about going to 40-minute tour instead
Well,
of
they
30-minute.
wanted
done,
that.
they did that.
That's
Yeah.
been done. But I know they've got big capital issues coming up.
We've got a bit of information on the radar devices. Nothing that's come in cheap enough that we can get two
Okay.
for what's budgeted.
Okay.
So
$10,000 could be applied to the radar,
maybe,
because one was about 5,000.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that could be a possibility.
And that's what we budgeted, like,
Well, I mean,
we'll
just
see, we can look at that. That's
that
a
one gentleman
possibility.
I talked to, his came under 5,000. The guy that offered to come and do a free demonstration, but you could apply the 10 to this. It's community safety.
Yeah, it is.
Then you could have enough money to get the two.
And then the cleaning person, I've still got to talk to them too.
Cleaning for,
Like clean.
oh, the
talked to-
contract.
Yeah, the contract here, same person cleans the police station. And they basically said they don't really need anybody over at Public Works, so
Okay,
right now they're doing here in Public Works, and we're gonna talk to them about doing here in the police station, see if we can
Okay.
save some money that way.
Okay. That looks like that's the last item there.
Yep.
So can you move that we receive and file this report, please?
So moved.
You. Down to health and safety.
And the health and safety report was clear.
Looks clean. Okay. I'll move that inspection sheet be received and filed.
Seconded.
You. Any new business?
I have nothing.
Nothing?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Yes, I can tell you, there's like planning is well underway for our Canada Day celebration
Okay,
on the 22nd, and there's like Shelley's working with what she has. There's a few volunteers that have signed up as well, so
that's good.
I don't know the details of everything she's doing, but she's we've got money from Blue
So,
Water Power.
Yeah. Water Power Center, she didn't ask for a specific amount, but we received a check today for 2,500.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful.
And then we've reached out to the Optimist Club. They have indicated their interest and they're kind of looking for some ideas on how much. So Shelley's given me a couple of options to share with them as well. And then I think, like, I've been kind of holding off on reaching out to Gateway just because of what they've been going through. But I think it's time to reach out to her now, just because it's, time that if we want to do anything, we
Yeah.
need to know
Yeah.
what they want to do. So
That's
I
fair.
think it's safe to reach out to her now. So I'll probably do that next day or
That'll
so.
be a good idea.
So yeah, it should be a good event. I met this morning with that gentleman from that Tennis for Kids program.
Yes.
And so he's looking at arranging something over at the tennis courts that day. So, yeah,
On Canada, for the Canada Day party day,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's great. That's good. It looks like it's gonna be a big event. Well past due.
yeah, it's been a while.
I just, what you said there about Gateway, that made me think of something.
Mhm.
And we know we've lost some money from the casino. Are we gonna look at budgets or anything like that? Because, we know we lost, 16 days revenue? Or are we just gonna sit and wait?
Yeah, I mean, I think,
Wait?
I do too,
yeah.
because we already, there was some extra money in
Conservative.
there.
Yeah.
Like, we did go higher, but we were still conservative.
Yeah,
I'm just bringing it up because it's fresh in our minds,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that's fine.
I could see if they were shut down for 2-3 months.
yes.
No, okay. No.
It's something we'll keep an eye on though,
Yeah.
when we get our next quarterly report
Sure.
to see where we stand, for
Okay.
sure.
Good, well, thank you. Okay, there's nothing there, we'll move on to financial reports. Anybody have anything on it?
I didn't have any questions.
I didn't either, so, we move that the financial report be received and filed,
Seconded.
and that's carried, and I guess we just move on to our next meeting date, will be June 13th at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I'll move to adjourn.
So moved, sorry.
Okay.
I slow.
That's carried.